The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week, we're actually going to be starting with John Cates, who isn't here, but he gave me something to read. John Cates, supervisor of the town of Lima, says, as I mentioned last week, with the new business coming to town I drove past the other day, it appears that T&L Excavating is already making noticeable progress on the site work of the pickleball facility. I will say it's nice to see two local Lima businesses supporting each other. Another one that is open and seems to be doing a good deal of business is France's Eats and Treats at the old George Francis location. I know I've personally been several times now and have become a pretty big fan of the lavender lemon ice cream. That's John talking, not me. The American Hotel is under new ownership and is working on some updates, hoping to reopen this fall. If you are on Facebook and haven't been following them, John would recommend that you do so. Some of the stuff that they are finding is like a time capsule itself. Speaking of time capsules, a reminder that Lima's America 250 celebrations are not over. They are still planning to bury a time capsule and plant the Liberty Tree this fall. But now we switch focus to the Crossroads Festival, July 30th through August 2nd. A reminder that the festival itself is completely free. If you are looking for more information, limafest.org has the schedule of events as well as a volunteer sign-up link if you would like to get involved and help out. I don't think any event can ever have enough hands to help. If you are downtown for the festival, you may notice some new plaques on some of the buildings sharing the history of those locations. This was an initiative led by Lima historian Karen Hansen-Fritz. I would bet you would be surprised at what you may learn. On the 7th, Lima will be having the joint meeting with the village as well as the town board. John looks forward to seeing everyone that is able to attend. He welcomes your feedback on some initiatives like updating our joint comprehensive plan and townwide capital improvement plans. Lima is just beginning the town budget process, so now is an ideal time to have your thoughts and priorities considered. If you cannot attend, feel free to reach out to John or any of the board members. And that is what we have from Lima. Now it's over to Lee in the town of Rush. Lee, what's rushing along in Rush?
Well, good afternoon, and thanks for having me. I'm sorry I missed last week's conversation. I look forward to this forum to reflect and report on what is happening in our town. I would like to thank and take a moment all of those who came out to vote for me in the primary. I greatly appreciate the support I received. It was sort of odd for me in the first 6 months of my service to the town of Rush. I was primaried by a group for some reason, which is unknown to me. I knew it would be difficult, challenging to achieve goals with only 1 year's term. This is my first time serving as an elected official, but it was an unexpected additional challenge to have to face a primary opponent so soon after getting started. I'm glad that it's over. The board approved last meeting reducing the number of town board meetings from 2 meetings to 1 meeting a month. Almost all towns throughout Monroe County meet only once a month. A general town meeting for the remaining of this year will be on the fourth Wednesday of every month. We will continue having one workshop a month as needed on the second Wednesday that will allow the board to focus on one or two issues such as budgeting, zoning updates, of flooding prevention projects. One meeting each month will allow greater efficiency and provide more time for town employees to get work done between meetings. We have submitted a grant proposal to the State Residence Watershed Grant Program for $500,000 to help pay the costs of the design and implementation of a stream daylighting project that would help prevent stormwater flooding on the town hall campus and hamlet. If successful, the town would be required to provide 10% of $50,000 in cash or in kind match. Concerned residents on Middle Road who have experienced stormwater flooding wanted this grant proposal to include their properties. Based on the requirements for the grant, including Middle Road was not possible. The funding application required the town to show they have site control through a deed or easement for all of the land where an eligible flood prevention project would be proposed. On Middle Road, the town of Rush currently only has control of a stormwater drainage easement on private property, and Middle Road is a county road. We will continue our effort to improve flood prevention in this area. Another grant opportunity to prevent non-point pollution has been brought to our attention and is available through the New York State DEC Water Quality Improvement Project program. It is due July 31st. We are working with our town engineer to review and complete this application to benefit our town. All grant proposals are intended to help pay for infrastructure projects that would need to be funded by local tax dollars if we didn't secure state dollars. The board is continuing to complete its review on the proposed update for the Residence Code R20 and R30. The zoning committee has worked for the past 2 years to align the code with the comprehensive plan that was updated and approved in 2023. There's a lot of work that's going on in the town of Rush, because we are now trying to make sure that we can accomplish all of the changes and the needs that we have in the town. And there are certainly a lot of them. So I will continue my work in trying to get the grants that we need and make sure that all of the work that needs to be done in the town can be done. I am now looking at proposals to be able to replace the windows in the town hall that are in need of replacement. And thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lee. And now we're going to read what Rick Milne sent us. As you notice, I changed the background, so now you know what we're really doing. That was my other publication that you saw earlier. So this is from Rick Milne in the village of Honeoye Falls. He says he wishes all our residents and friends a very happy 4th of July holiday. There are many events occurring this weekend to celebrate the nation's 250th, and we hope you will enjoy this holiday with family and friends. Village offices were closed on Friday the 3rd in observance of the holiday, and they will reopen on Monday the 6th. The village appreciates the positive comments and thanks that they've received for providing the village hall as a cool-off point for the cool bottled water we've been getting out during this very warm weather. We ask that we all be vigilant in checking on neighbors and also watching out for our pets and livestock during these very high temperatures as well. Have a safe weekend and happy birthday, USA, from Rick Milne. Now it's over to Joe Alati, who is dressed for the occasion. Joe, what's moving in Mendon?
Well, I've got this nifty hat. One of our board members gifted me. It's a happy 250th, everybody. And just want to share some of that 4th of July spirits. We've had a really interesting week. Some people are out on vacation, so it's been a little quiet, at least in volume here. But I've had a pretty interesting week. On Tuesday, I met with gentlemen from the Mendon Foundation, Brad Carlson and John Farrell, and we had a really great meeting just talking about a lot of the issues about land acquisition and keeping our green space. And it was an excellent conversation we had. Looking at really forward to working together with them. On Wednesday, I met with Verigy and Company. They're the company that's going to come in and do an assessment of all of our buildings and talk to us about, what it's going to identify exactly where we are with all of our buildings, the state of the building, the condition of the roof, the condition of the walls, all the important things, the infrastructure, the furnaces, all of that. We're going to get a complete report from them, giving us an update on all of that information. That's going to be a really valuable tool in order to plan our budget and also plan our maintenance of these buildings in the future. And last night I attended the planning board meeting. It was more educational for me. It was a real interesting meeting to attend. It was very informative, so I'm really glad I went to that one. And today was a really big meeting. I met with the mayor and the village and all of the important players in the urgent care development. And all I can say for now is it was a very positive meeting. And I'm really looking forward to sharing some information with people as time goes on. And it was great. It was very positive. So I just leave it at that. And finally, I just want to I just want to recognize a superwoman we have here at Town Hall, our own Brooke Buckland, and she's out cutting lawns right now. Our Kevin, our building and grounds gentleman, he was very concerned about getting everything ready for the holidays. Someone called in sick, and he needed some extra help, and Brooke stepped up to the plate. And she was out mowing part of yesterday and today as well. And she was also at the planning board meeting last night because, of course, she's the secretary and she sets the whole meeting up. So Brooke does an astronomical amount of work here. She really steps up, helps out wherever she can. She's planted flowers over in front of the community center. There's just no end to what this woman can accomplish and do, and it's all coming from her heart. So I just want to recognize her and thank her. Other than that, that's about all I have for this week. I hope everyone has a wonderful 250th celebration and happy 4th of July, and stay safe out there.
All right. Thanks, Joe. And thank you all for being here. And thank you all for watching. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You like the page or subscribe to the channel on those platforms, we'll notify you when the program begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. Again, we hope everyone had a great 4th of July weekend, which started off our 250th celebration. The 250th celebration, remember, isn't just one day, it's 7 years. We have until 83. Wait, no. Yeah, 1783, I think, when the Treaty of Paris was signed. So we'll be doing things all throughout the 7 years. And the Sentinel will be having a special 250th anniversary edition coming this August, following an event that's going to be occurring at Mount Hope Cemetery. So be looking forward to read that. In fact, send us some notes about the 250th that you want us to put in this issue, and we'll try to put them in. That's all for this week. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.